The attuned touch during the face or body treatment induces a surge of feel-good hormones, oxytocin and serotonin, making restoration possible, allowing your body to digest both your ingested nutrients as well as processing emotions and experiences. Your skin softening, your muscles releasing the stored up tension, your diaphragm with each deep breath gently stimulating your nervous system, reconnecting your internal organs with your brain. The anticipation becomes a reminder of your scheduled restorative treatment and grows with each day. You begin to sense the way your body prepares for it. As you begin to near your next treatment, your body naturally resets itself. The small rituals you notice you begin to do in your daily life are those of self-nurturing qualities, slow, mindful, and filled with peace. Your attention turns inwards. You become more conscious of your diet. You move with greater intention. And you rest your mind in any activity with a sense of presence. Your mind now reflects an identical image. Your surrounding becomes your mirror too. The safe space where you let go of anxiety, fear, where you regain your composure, confidence, and energize your whole self with new ideas, is already within you and needs only some gentle encouragement. Now let me read you a little poem by Carson titled Short Talk on Who You Are. I want to know who you are. People talk about the voice calling in the wilderness. All through the Old Testament, a voice, which is not the voice of God, but which knows what is on God's mind, is crying out. While I am waiting, you could do me a favor. Who are you? Carson, Short Talk on Hedonism. Beauty makes me hopeless. I don't care why anymore, I just want to get away. When I look at the city of Paris, I long to wrap my legs around it. When I watch you dancing, there is a heartless immensity like a sail or in a dead calm sea. Desires as round as peaches bloom in me all night. I no longer gather what falls. Another poem by Carson, Short Talk on Rain. It was blacker than olives the night I left. As I ran past the palaces, oddly joyful, it began to rain. What a notion it is, after all, these small shapes. I would get lost counting them. Who first thought of it? How did he describe it to the others? Out on the sea, it is raining too. It beats on no one. One more, and one of my favorites, by Carson. Short talk on reading. Some fathers hate to read, but love to take the family on trips. Some children hate trips, but love to read. Funny how often these find themselves passengers in the same automobile. I glimpsed the stupendous clear-cut shoulders of the Rockies from between paragraphs of Madame Bovary. Cloud shadows rover languidly across the huge rock throat, traced her fur flanks. Since those days, I do not look at hair on female flesh without thinking. Deciduous? And the last one, by Carson, poem titled Short Talk on the Mona Lisa. Every day he poured his question into her, as you pour water from one vessel into another, and it poured back. Don't tell me he was painting his mother, lust, etc. There is a moment when the water is not in one vessel nor in the other. What a thirst it was, and he supposed that when the canvas became completely empty he would stop. But women are strong. She knew vessels, she knew water, she knew mortal thirst. And here, few poems by a Vancouver poet, Fiona Tinwei Lamb. This one titled Chrysanthemum Tea. As a child, I marveled. Flowers I could drink. Yellow granules in a yellow tin. Fragrance distilled for the tongue. Pale gold elixir my mother dispensed to quell a fever or aching throat. Years later, I lift the teacup lid to show my son the dried blossoms blooming in a steaming collage of leaves, crimson berries, rock sugar. An undersea garden for the senses. In the noodle house's clang and bustle, we take little sips of grace. Fiona Tinwei Lamb, naming. My child pulls his hand from mine, becomes an urgent arrow aimed at the universe. Discovery gleams into utterance. Moon, he claims the sliver of deep light for himself and for me. Moon, he sighs, silvery and rich, as we return to our orbits, vibrating glory. And lastly, a poem by Margaret Atwood, titled Dream One, The Bush Garden. I stood once more in that garden, sold, deserted and gone to seed. In the dream I could see down through the earth, could see the potatoes curled like pale grubs in the soil, the radishes thrusting down their fleshy snouts, the beets pulsing like slow amphibian hearts. Around my feet the strawberries were surging, huge and shining. When I bent to pick, my hands came away red and wet. In the dream I said I should have known anything planted here would come up blood. Margaret Atwood, looking in a mirror. It was as if I woke, after a sleep of 7 years, to find stiff lace, religious, black, rotted off by earth and the strong waters, and instead my skin thickened with bark and the white hairs of roots. My heirloom face I brought with me, a crushed eggshell among other debris. The china plate shattered on the forest road, the shawl from India decayed, pieces of letters, and the sun here had stained me its barbarous color. Hands grown stiff, the fingers brittle as twigs, eyes bewildered after 7 years, and almost blind, buds which can see only the wind. The mouth cracking, open like a rock in fire, trying to say, "What is this?" You find only the shape you already are. But what if you have forgotten that, or discover you have never known?